A lawsuit filed against one of the biggest personalities in the world, and it originated right here in Oklahoma. Why an Oklahoma man has a $100 million beef against Kim Kardashian West. Plus,
it was very painful yesterday to see his name on the ballot.
speaking out after nearly 33% of voters picked him to go back into office, almost 2 months after his sudden death.
And there are still times when I walk in the door and call his name and think I can tell him, or I'll pick up the phone to call or start to text him what happened, and then I realize that he's not there.
What she thinks about it and who she voted for.
You're watching Oklahoma's News 4 at 10.
And tonight we are following a blockbuster out of Norman.
Reports that former OU President David Boren is being investigated for sexually harassing young men who worked for him at the university.
News 4's Siobhan Bryant has been following this story, and Siobhan, there is a lot to unpack here.
Absolutely. Now, just within the last few hours, we learned that Boren, who also served as a U.S. Senator and former governor, is at the center of an investigation. KFOR has been able to confirm with a person who has knowledge of the investigation that OU has hired high-profile Oklahoma City law firm Jones Day to investigate these allegations. Now, we were able to reach a representative for OU, and within a few minutes, we received this response from the university, saying in part the University of Oklahoma received allegations of serious misconduct that it was legally obligated to investigate. The university retained the Jones Day firm to conduct an independent investigation, which is ongoing at the current time. Appropriate individuals will have an opportunity to be interviewed during the investigation. Now, the university's communications department declined to share more details about the ongoing investigation, but we have learned OU is spending more than $84,000 to investigate this matter. Now, you remember Boren left his position as OU's president last year, and since then, there have been questions regarding spending under his tenure. Those questions led to a very public dispute between Boren and the current OU president, James Gallegly, during which Gallegly was reported to have told Boren, quote, "I'll destroy you," end quote. However, Gallegly denies he actually said that. Now, we also reached out to David Boren's attorney, that's Bob Burke. He sent us a statement that says in part, quote, "This is not an objective search for the truth. It's a fishing expedition. I've been told that President James Gallegly has in the past few months commissioned the Jones Day firm to investigate several people. Jones Day has been paid nearly $300,000 in taxpayer money and still won't agree to even talk to President Boren's counsel." President Boren emphatically denies any inappropriate behavior or unlawful activity. Now, the statement from Boren's attorney was actually very lengthy and emotionally charged. You can read the entire thing on our website, KFOR.com. And of course, this is a developing story, so you can look for additional details throughout the day tomorrow on KFOR and on our website.
We know you'll be following us, Siobhan. Big story. Thank you. Now to an update on a breaking story we've been telling you about all evening. Air Comfort Solutions Chopper 4 hovering over this scene near Southwest 21st and Brookline as a bandaged and bloodied man was given medical care. Authorities say he was found taking an afternoon nap inside a home that wasn't his. But tonight, in a strange twist, he wasn't arrested. Instead, 2 other people were. This all happening at the same scene of a terrible tragedy involving a 3-year-old last week. News 4's Bill Miston untwisting this tangled tale, and he's live at the Oklahoma City Police headquarters with the very latest. Bill, what is happening here?
Well, Kevin, police say that they don't believe that those 2 incidents are related, but no doubt an unwelcome and unwanted surprise for that young boy's mother. Children's toys strewn about on the corner of Southwest 21st and Brookline, adding another unrelated layer to the background of events Wednesday afternoon. A man found inside the home by the boy's mother. She calls 911, but before police show up, a group of other people arrived, at least one person claiming to be a cop.
She told us that someone had broken into her house and was sleeping. Some unrelated people also arrived before the police and identified, at least one of them identified themselves as a police officer, and went inside the house and assaulted the man who had broke in. Police say the 2 men took off, while a man seen bandaged and limping was helped by paramedics. Neighbors News 4 spoke with off camera said they were told to stay in their homes as police searched the property and a nearby pallet company. Those 2 men were arrested, and the man who was assaulted was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and then he'll be charged with breaking and entering.
The events at the home in the 2900 block of Southwest 21st Street caps off what has been a tumultuous week for the woman who called police. Last Monday, police were called to the same home for an unresponsive 3-year-old boy, Elias Mendoza, who was pronounced dead at the hospital. Officials say the boy suffered trauma consistent with child abuse. The boy's father, 28-year-old Jesus Marquez, was booked in the Oklahoma County Jail on child abuse complaints.
This time it does not appear related. The woman who called 911 was involved in that as the biological mother of the victim, but it does not appear that that's related to this assault today.
Now, the 2 men arrested for assaulting the man who was found inside the home. Police say they expect additional charges to be filed. Reporting live outside police headquarters, Bill Miston, Oklahoma's News 4.
Also tonight, an Oklahoma man says he has a $100 million beef with Kim Kardashian, a lawsuit filed right here in Oklahoma federal court, all over the use of emojis, or specifically Kim-mojis. Kardashian launched her own version of animated pictures back in 2014 with the help of an Oklahoma app developer. But that developer says she left him high and dry. Court documents say the two cut a deal, saying his company would get 60% of the profits. Kardashian allegedly promised to file the paperwork, but then backed out a short time later, claiming one of the man's business partners leaked personal information about her. The lawsuit says Kardashian continued using the Kim-mojis, which was a breach of their agreement. An attorney for the celebrity told TMZ the lawsuit is, quote, ridiculous.
Well, the state's new governor expected to sign a bill into law that would allow anyone over the age of 18 to carry a gun without training or a permit, although the measure was vetoed last year by Governor Mary Fallin. It was reintroduced, a different version, sailed through the House. It's now on its way to the Senate. But Kevin Stitt has already said in the past that he would support the so-called constitutional carry concept. In the past, law enforcement officials have raised concerns regarding the elimination of proper licensing and background checks.
He received nearly 33% of the votes yesterday. The problem is, though, he's not alive. Tonight, Edmond's former mayor, Charles Lamb, is in a runoff with another candidate. But Lamb died suddenly nearly 2 months ago, right after he filed to run for another term. As we told you earlier this month, state law does not allow cities to make changes to the ballot after a certain period. So his name stayed on. Well, now there's a grassroots effort to get Mayor Lamb reelected, which would then force Edmond City Council members to appoint someone else to fill that spot. And tonight, his widow opening up about her late husband's legacy on the city of Edmond, along with her thoughts on the election. News 4's Cassandra Sweetman spoke with Cherry Lamb earlier this evening, and she has the story tonight in Edmond.
Joleen, it was a heartbreaking conversation. Sherry and Charles were both looking forward to what they were hoping would be his 4th and last term as mayor. Now she's hoping he'll be remembered for his kindness and his years of public service. In fact, she's sure he will.
What a wonderful man he was, and such a beautiful man.
Sherry Lamb's late husband, 3-term Edmond Mayor Charles Lamb, her best friend and love of her life for decades.
There are still times when I walk in the door and call his name, and then I realize that he's not there.
They were married just 2.5 months after they met and celebrated their 45th anniversary just days before he died.
We were just laughing that we didn't think we could make another 45, but we thought we could at least make another 25, but I guess God didn't see it that way.
The kindest man she ever met, playful at home, especially with his beloved grandchildren, but a serious and devoted public servant. At 72 years old, determined he wasn't finished yet.
This is something he wanted really bad. And he was so excited the day he filed. And I said, "Are you sure you want to do it again?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think I want to do it one more time." He said, I really still have the fire." I said, "Okay, then go for it."
Tuesday's election, another aching reminder for her.
It was very painful yesterday to see his name on the ballot, but not in the book. So yeah, it was hard to sign my name because he was always ahead of me. But I voted.
Proudly voted for her husband, and she says she'll support him again.
Our family will support him just like he was still here. Our friends will support him like he's still here, and we'll vote for him. What the city of Edmond does after that, that's up to them, and they have to do what's best for the city.
No matter the outcome, she wants his legacy remembered.
He had that servant's heart that he just wanted to give back and he wanted to do good things. He was such a sweet, sweet man.
Now, Sherry Lamb will have one more chance to vote for her husband on April 2nd during the general election. Reporting live in Edmond, Cassandra Sweetman, Oklahoma.
Now, first weather from the Forewarned Storm Team.
Good evening, everybody. Our Oklahoma wind machine sure cranked it up a notch today. Peak wind gust in the metro 45 miles an hour. Take a look outside right now. Pretty mild. We're in the upper 40s to middle 50s, and that wind is still up there, still 25 and 35 mile an hour wind gust, but a 50 in Oklahoma City right now. That's nice. But we're looking to the north again. Canada, bitter cold temperatures again plunging toward Oklahoma. A lot coming up in weather, including fire danger, some ice, some snow, and all about Old Man Winter, and I'll have all that timeline coming up.
Now, you heard Mike talking about fires. Crews already battling grass fires today. Take a look at this video from the Oklahoma-Colorado state line. Number of fire crews on the scene fighting this one. We're told it started in Colorado, but has now moved into the Oklahoma Panhandle. According to our sister station in Denver, about 3,800 acres have burned so far. Closer to home, another fire sparked near 178th in Portland. These flames not getting very far, fortunately, because of the dirt surrounding the area. Crews were able to douse the flames within about 30 minutes. You know, I know a lot of you have been through the terminal of Will Rogers World Airport. While making that walk, have you ever noticed a man working away at his shoe shine stand?
Yeah, well, one frequent flyer sure has taken notice, but not just for the way he shines shoes or boots.
That's right. Join First Fidelity Bank and me as we pay it forward.
So, am I supposed to follow me?
His name is Harold Smith. For more than 32 years, he's been shining shoes here at the airport.
It's not a job no more. After you do so long of it, it's not a job. It's a hobby. I got a lot of pride in it.
And Harold's made a lot of friends.
He's very devoted to his customers. He has been known, if you bring your shoes out, he'll come out from the concourse, get your shoes, polish them up, and then bring them back out for you. And I know that he's even delivered some to some of his customers' homes.
But Harold does something else that Jenna Doyle notices on her trips through Will Rogers.
I come and fly out of the airport probably about 15, 20 times a year, and so I've observed him interacting with people about really promoting Oklahoma City and being kind to his customers and always representing Oklahoma City in a positive way.
Sir, what time your plane?
And just doing all the little things of a job that most people don't notice.
Jenna told her husband about Harold.
Jenna came home from a trip recently and said, John, there's a guy at the airport that needs to be recognized. He gives such a friendly first impression for people visiting our city. And I said, go for it.
And that's what Jenna did.
Well, we're here in the terminal of Will Rogers World Airport, and we're here with our friend Michelle Alleman. She is from First Fidelity, and she's going to be handing the money over to Jenna, who you've already met, so we can go down and pay it forward here. Michelle?
Jenna, on behalf of First Fidelity, I am very excited to present you with this $400 to pay it forward.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Then with the help of Karen and our friends at Will Rogers, we made our way through the terminal.
So is this the way you usually come? Right past you.
Somewhere.
We found Harold busy with another customer.
Harold, my man.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
All right, all right.
Hey, my name's Kevin Ogle. I'm from Channel 4. You are this week's Pay It Forward winner.
Is that right?
That's right, Jenna.
Mr. Smith, on behalf of Channel 4 and First Fidelity Bank, I would like to present you with $400.
What do you think?
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Every time I walk by, if you have a customer, you're doing a good job, you're talking to them, and you say so many positive things about Oklahoma City and Oklahoma. Yeah, you do. So thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Harold's a man of few words in front of a photographer's camera, but he is grateful for the opportunity.
Gonna help my business anyway. Yep.
We're giving you some free ad time.
Well, you know, I'm too poor to pay for it.
And we don't want to keep you from your work because, you know, we know that you're conscientious about it, so
yeah,
keep going. He may have a flight to catch here.
Well, he might not.
Harold Smith, in his own little corner of the world, paying it forward.
Now, Forewarn weather with Mike Morgan.
Well, we do have some breezy conditions out there tonight. Temperatures, though, are oh so mild. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got going on. And, you know, we're going to talk about that future snowfall because we have an opportunity of some snow a bit later on down the road. It may be the best chance of snow we've seen since earlier in the winter time. That's something certainly to talk about. Today, though, it was the clouds that rolled in on the wind, mild temperatures, and then the skies cleared just in time to give us a little splash of color at sunset. And because of those south winds outside tonight, temperatures, they are still very, very mild. It will not be cold in the morning, and once the sun comes up tomorrow, the temperatures are going to be off to the races. Great news for your Valentine's Day. There's our sunset from downtown Oklahoma City tonight. And check out our temperature. We would have loved to have a high of 50 just a few short days ago. That's what it is outside right now. A south wind at 23 miles an hour, gusting to 30. So the wind will stay up tonight. And live temperatures right now are a mix of upper 40s to middle 50s in the metro. Chickasha was well up in the mid 60s today. That's nice. And 52 in Guthrie and 52 in Middale. And Norman has 50 with Chaney right now. So the reason for the wind, think of a high pressure area, that blue H that you see right there. Think of that as a mountain. And then the red L, the low pressure area, think of that as a valley. And where the slope is the steepest between the mountain and the valley is where the winds are the strongest. And that just happens to be, yes, right across Oklahoma. And we had peak wind gusts today of 45 miles per hour. Little blue line up there at the top of your TV screen, that has big plans for us. I'm going to show that to you coming up. But in the meantime, we'll have fair to partly cloudy skies overnight. We will start the day in the mid to upper 40s and fairly breezy. But I do have good news for the fire danger for tomorrow because the late data came in the past 30 minutes into the storm center, and it looks like it'll be breezy in the morning, perhaps fairly windy in the morning, but as we head toward late morning, and firefighters listen to this, into the afternoon hours, it looks like the wind may come down to about 10 to 20 miles per hour, which is a lot better than 30 to 45 like we had today. And get a load of the temperature tomorrow, 75 degrees for your Valentine's Day. Dallas rolls in 80, Lubbock 80, 75 in Amarillo, but well, all good things must come to an end. Tomorrow's kind of a one-hit wonder because the Arctic cold front right here. See that blue line crossing out of Kansas late in the day? That is Arctic air, folks, and that's coming right back down into Oklahoma to set up shop for a good long time. And there is bitter cold air all the way down into South Dakota right now. The leading edge of that Arctic air is now passing northern Nebraska. It'll be moving through Oklahoma City around this time tomorrow night. 48 degrees our low temperature, breezy southerly winds. Your metro lows middle to upper 40s to start our day tomorrow. So Thursday starts out great, and sunshine will really get a boost on these temperatures in a big hurry. Expect a fast warm up tomorrow. So may get by without a jacket really most of the day, and 75 tomorrow with extreme to potentially critical fire danger. But the late data shows the winds ease back during the late morning and the afternoon hours. That's very good news, to about 10 to 20, maybe 15 to 25 at the most, but temperatures way up there, upper 70s to near 80 in southern Oklahoma and near 70 for you folks in northern Oklahoma because that front arrives during the mid to late afternoon hours. So I'll ease back the fire danger just a bit. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still going to be extreme tomorrow because of the low humidity and the warm temperatures, and then cold weather and high humidity Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Going to ease the fire danger back some more. In fact, Friday morning we drop down to just above 32 for a low. We really don't go anywhere Friday afternoon because of low gray cloud cover, some scattered light rain in the morning, and yes, folks, that's a chance of ice Friday in northern Oklahoma. Ground temperatures will be warm, but exposed surfaces and elevated surfaces near and north of, I think, Highway 51. That'd be Stillwater to Vici, right? Up into northern Oklahoma, up into Kansas. Some pretty widespread ice up here. There could be a few slick spots in northern Oklahoma and a big snowfall for most of central, northern, and eastern Kansas on Friday. So this is big time winter weather here. And then by late Monday and Tuesday, computer models here still show an opportunity of some snow in Oklahoma from west into central Oklahoma. We'll go to the big board on that with a 7-day +4. Tomorrow, one-hit wonder, but for Valentine's Day, we'll sure take it. 75 for a daytime high. Winds moderate, but not extremely strong. That's good news. 36 on Friday, 40% chance of light rain in the metro. Could be some ice up far north side of the metro near Guthrie on Friday. Saturday, 41, cloudy skies, partly cloudy, 41 Sunday. Colder weather Monday and Tuesday. And watch that space for possible snow next Tuesday. And then some 40s and some 50s. And that is your 7-day plus 4 tonight.
Thank you, Mike. Oklahoma State trying to take down one of the best in the Big 12.
And boy, we have gigantic news in Thunderworld, the big name that could be on the fast track to OKC. And the strange reason behind who Russell Westbrook wants as MVP.
You're watching Oklahoma's News 4 at 10 with Joleen Chaney, Kevin Ogle, Mike Morgan, Brian Brinkley, and Scott Himes in your corner. Oklahoma's News 4, looking out for you. Now, sports with Dylan Buckingham.
It's the hottest debate in the basketball world right now. Who is the MVP? Is it James Harden with his incredible scoring streak? Is it Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's led the Bucks to the best record in basketball? Well, if you ask Russell Westbrook, he says it's Paul George because he himself was once an MVP.
The one thing I always continue to pride myself on is being consistent. And then this year, in my opinion, P's been very consistent to be able to do the same thing every night. It's not easy to do. It's not something that I don't take for granted. I think a lot of people around the world that don't play basketball, that don't play sports, don't understand how hard it is to be consistent and get your mind right every night to be able to do something. So for him to be able to do that and stay on the path to be able to do that, he's definitely the front runner for my MVP.
A big name could be on the way to OKC. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne reports that Markieff Morris is considering joining the Thunder. Morris was traded to New Orleans last week from Washington before being bought out, so he's a free agent. Morris is also reportedly looking at Toronto, Houston, and the Lakers. OSU taking on Texas Tech. There's the Sutton brothers coaching against each other, Scott and Sean, of course, at different schools. We picked this up early on. Cam McGriff, well, he's going to get the follow slam. That's rather athletic, right? Big-time play there from him. Going to team by 18 points, but OSU trailed by 19 at the break. Tech started the second half on a 15-0 run. They hit a lot of threes. That's an impressive dunk from Tariq Owens, though. OSU was down 23 late, but the former manager, Tanner Taylor, gets in the game, hits a huge three. All the fans there were going crazy for that. He was a former walk-on. Impressive stuff. Texas Tech, though, wins 78-50. It's the second worst loss inside Gallagher-Iba Arena history. We're back with more after this. Welcome back. Sherry Cole is in the middle of her worst losing streak since her first season at the helm at OU. Sooners have lost 10 straight and have just 5 wins this year. Tonight they tried to snap that ugly streak against Kansas. In action, but Ani Yunusa has played so well. They've lost 10 straight. Pick up in the third quarter. Yunusa hits a tough layup. She scored 21. This was a 2-possession game at one point, but the Sooners get an impressive 78-67 win. We're back with more after this.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll see you tomorrow.